Because we're competitive people, it's very hard to contextualise when you have your first hit out of the season for these guys. They go out into every match wanting to win. I thought there was a lot of positives for us from the game in terms of physically where we are. The obvious work on is both our side of the ball and their side of the ball in terms of the exits, where we made Andrew Conway's market value go up a couple of quid today. But I thought in terms of a match-up across the board, we were able to more than hold our own, and there were a few bit of moving parts just before the kick-off. Hopefully nothing too serious for Marco, but he just pulled up and there's no point taking a risk, and there's a few HIAs, but from the looks of it, first game you're going to get knocks and you're going to get beaten up a bit, but nothing that's going to be too serious for us, but we'll wait and see. It's hard because Dean, they all want to win. But you have to also contextualise the whole time. So I think it was two teams who probably, in difficult conditions, will take a heck of a lot away from us. But more for me is that it comes to this age now that it's what we control as opposed to what the opposition are doing to us that we have to get right, and that's a decent place to be. And I thought a few people stood up and played. Dean captained the side outstandingly. I thought Tommy Benvenuti, whatever position he was playing throughout the game, was incredible in the centres for us. So there's a few other people stuck their hands up as well. So all in all, yeah, you want to win, but pretty comfortable where we are.
You are great. The team is where it's supposed to be at the moment, or it will be.
No, I think it's where we want to be. You want to win matches, and we have Russia next week. We have a week off, and then we've got France and England before we head off, and then we have a job to do. And the job is to beat Canada and Libya in 4 days, and then put everything we've got. And we've got a talented group of players. We've got a lot of X factor, and a bit of competition from today as well, because I thought a few guys really stuck their hands up. But I'm looking forward to getting the guys out in the pitch again next week, and we'll just keep on building. Physically, the differential between us and the others is not there now, and we could have been bullied over the line. You can't. The work rate to actually get back up and get into that defensive line never wavered the whole way through the game. There's a few very easily controllables that we lost out on and gave them easy tries, but that's what will disappoint us. But overall, you don't want to call an international a warm-up or friendly. That's a very hard thing to say, and especially when you see the fellas the way they put it on. But there is a bigger picture at the end, and hopefully for us that we've come through it without injuries, and we'll go out and do a job next week.
You took the lead twice today. Was there any thought in your head that you may actually hold that for one match? Or?
There's always a thought. Always a thought. Dean obviously didn't want to run 50 yards and intercept. And those things are the things that you want to. Things can go your way. Dave Carney knocks on. Dean, doesn't quite handle the ball, and little things give a lot of momentum in matches. And I think we gave a couple of very, very soft tries. But at the end of it, we'll look at our execution of things. A set piece at the start of the game. Maybe we have a few scrum issues that we need to, but then as the game wore on, we got stronger and stronger in the set piece. I thought the line out functioned really well today, and Fedizani, experimenting with him as a hooker, come loose head prop, gives us an option. And I thought, other than one slide overthrow, his throw in and his general play was excellent. So they're the things you look for in these games, because it allows us to sit down now and say, okay, do we have options in terms of going with an extra back five player in the scrum, and not loading up in the front row. So they're the discussions we'll have over the next few days, and so they're the positives you take. And great to see, I think, all of Italian rugby. I think anyone in rugby, great to see Matteo Manozzi back on the pitch, and he was a bit surprised just before kick-off, and we got him to half-time. The plan was only for 20 minutes. He didn't kick as much as he probably could have when there was space in behind, but probably the better thing with that is he actually took the ball into contact, which is the one thing that you'd worry about. So he has no problems now. He's taken that first contact and he looked for it, maybe a bit too much for him. So that's great to have him back on a rugby pitch, and just keep on moving.
Nazi probably played a little bit more than previously planned, and how can you say about his performance?
As I said, yeah, I think the best thing is that he didn't shy away from contact. Not on a poor, but contact. It was good for him, and the decision making. When to kick. God, he's 11 months out of the game, and that's his first 40 minutes is in a test match that he's told 5 minutes before you're starting, and that's why we actually put him back to full back to just allow that little bit of leeway and put Ado to the wing. So there was a bit of reshuffle, but I'm just delighted for him that he's back, and he's disappointed the way he played, and I just said just get a life, and you're back on a rugby pitch, and anyone who's at that game when he injured it. He's done well, but he's back, and he'll just get better from now.
Conor, I'm just wondering, is it us or is it you? We seem to have a way of tiring people out or concentrating, and particularly against Italy, we seem to be able to score just before half time and just after half time. That's 3 matches you've had against us. Is that you or is it us?
You have to look at it. I think you have to always give credit to the opposition. It's something that the All Blacks do. Well, not today, obviously, but in terms of when they score the championship minutes or whatever. But you also look at what leads to it and what leads to the field position, and that's probably more I'd be looking at. The field position arrives because of a lack of execution and precision from us under pressure in that first game. So. I don't think you see right at the end of the game. There's not a physical differential now. I think the work these guys have done over the summer and over the last couple of years, people don't understand. You can't break people when fitness is an issue and you don't have the same playing numbers as others. It is a process, and every year, every day, these guys have got better and fitter. Their body fat's coming down. Their weight is going up. And they're getting fitter, and you can see that in some of the hits that are going on and the collisions that are going on, and then there's an execution thing, and then there'll be belief, but we are definitely, as I said, we are getting there, and we have a big dream for this World Cup, but we just have to take it piece by piece. I'm disappointed because I want to win matches, but I also know what I'm seeing and what we're believing is in the right way.